What's up, y'all? This is part two. Thus saith the Lord unto me, so such as I have, give I unto thee. On what I was talking about prior to, and I'm gonna have to name it now because in order for it to be part two, I gotta give it a name. So we're gonna name it. Strange Fire. So this is part two of Strange Fire. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's Antonio with this part two. So I was trying to, say what needed to be said, but then I end up having to come to my delivery, and I don't want to give out, confidential information, location, who my contract is under, and all that type of good stuff. So I had to cut off the video. But anyway, I'm back. So here's the deal. Let's finish this up. The reason why it's titled Strange Fire is because in the previous video I was just talking about clean and unclean. There is a reverence for what is clean versus what is unclean, versus what we offer up to our God, who is holy. We are to give our bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is the least we can do, our reasonable service according to Scripture. The reason why it's the least you can do is because you understand that Jesus Christ is the sacrifice that was offered up, that was without blemish. He was the perfect sacrifice. We will not be perfect, but we will offer up to him our best. We will offer unto him what he has deemed clean. And we won't offer up, like Cain, what we want to, because he don't have to accept it. All my videos, I want to say this is not, if there's conviction, then to God be glory, but the reality is that I say this with love. First off, I say this with love, and it's not, I think I have to keep saying this so y'all understand. Those that know me and have a rapport with me understand that, where I'm coming from. Those that don't know me, you might take me as judgmental or religious, which we talked about the religious thing. I'm not a big fan of people that run around talking about religious this, religious that, and it's because you're taking religion out of context. Taking it out of context. How so? Because what you're doing is you're saying that a person is sticking to what is biblical versus someone who is sticking to what is tradition. Okay? To be religious means this person is stuck to their tradition so much that they have disregarded right, which is what Jesus was trying to explain to the Pharisees at the time, who would give an offering which is considered korban when it came down to their parents. You're taking what is right and you're justifying it with your traditions, your religious practices. Okay, so that's what it means, is when it comes down to religious. All right, but let's not get it twisted. It is a place where we have to remember that it is important to maintain our integrity and our character when it comes down to the things of God, because He's holy. Okay. I won't go off into anything else with this. This is just like quick finishing up touches of this, because I think I said what needed to be said for the context or for the individuals that may have needed what was said. We have to be careful of the voices that we listen to, because not all voices, and I don't mean human voices. I keep wanting to make this distinction because we think that it's all coming from a human outside voice. But is it not already written? We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and spiritual wickedness in high places. This is why you cast down every imagination, every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, because you're fighting a war of the voices within you, and you have to try the Spirit by the Spirit. You're trying the Spirit. Okay, the voices. Do they line up with Scripture? Are they lining up with what is thus said the Lord? Are they lining up with destiny? Are they lining up with what God has given me? And I know this is without surety. This is what God has given me. So that's what it is. Okay, and I don't think I have to go into back into the uncleanliness of, yeah. I don't want to. I'm tiptoeing around it because I don't want to. That's not where I'm at, man. I don't want to go there. That to me, that I don't wrestle with certain things because I don't. Not that I'm holy or I'm all that or any of the above. It's just that certain things I don't play with. It's like we have a nature that wants to get close enough to the fire and almost like play like, I'm not burned. Nah, I'm good. I don't entertain certain conversations. I'll give you something. I'll give y'all something about me. I am careful not to entertain any of my exes. Because most of them I love and they love me. Most of the time it was because God had called me to another place, another position, and it didn't mean that he called me higher or lower, or vice versa. It didn't mean he called them higher or lower. It means he called us in different directions. So I know without a doubt in my mind, if I show up at a certain place, at a certain person's house, and do what is simple, and just say, I miss you. Let's see if we can work this out. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, there's no problem in that place. You understand? That is not. There is a responsibility that comes with that. There are consequences to it. Okay, there are things that you have to now compromise because of it. Okay, will you compromise holiness? Will you compromise righteousness? You see? So it's in that we don't entertain that, because that's why. Now, I can't say for everybody. Everybody, this is my weaknesses are, there are certain things that I'm weak at, and because I know my weaknesses, I don't entertain them. Certain movies I just don't watch. I don't watch it because I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it because I don't want to entertain that part of me. It is like the scripture that says, don't awaken love before the time. It's like that. You don't want to be overwhelmed or consumed by what it is that you are now lusting after. Because lusting is natural. To lust is natural. And it is our carnality, which means natural, that is at enmity with God. Okay? So understanding that, I'll give you this little piece. All right, because all sexual immorality is immorality. Period. With the T at the end. Period. All right. There's this, there's a scripture that talks about the sons of Judah, that his daughter-in-law the son died, and she was wanting to marry the next son or something like that. I'm mixing up that story, and I'm pretty sure it was the sons of Judah. Now I'm gonna have to look again. But one of the sons, instead of actually producing seed or producing a child for her, which is what it was for. It was for the son that died. In that time, their custom was, if the son died, then an heir could be produced, and that heir that is produced would be legitimately the son that died, in spite of the fact this could be his brother. Okay, look into it. It's deep if you really get into it. Then you got to question David. And sin was I conceived. How'd it go? In sin did my mother conceive me? Yeah. There's some questions. When you start to hear and understand. The understanding is in that little bit right there. Oh man, that blows the roof off of a lot of things. Okay, when you see, you understand. This is where you get the understanding for Boaz and Ruth. That the young man had to come first, and then the young man, what he was supposed to give up was this right here. He would have produced seed for another man. Okay, that would have been another man's heir to all of that, and all that was his. So he was like, "Oh no, I'm not giving up my land. I'm not giving up my land for that." So this is what. But see. That's what happens. You go on a teacher tangent. I'm sorry, I went on a teacher's tangent. But in that instance, which I want to say was one of the sons of Judah, he was supposed to produce a seed, which of course, which I explained in previous videos, that a seed was the redeemer of that property, or the redeemer of that land. It was by he would be the heir to be able to receive the inheritance of that land and to be able to pay for it or redeem it. Nobody was coming for them, in other words. So that was the point of a son. It was a promise. That's why we see Jesus Christ he is our kinsman redeemer. He redeemed us. Anyway, so, which is, I smile when I think about my Lord. I do, because it's so many different ways he winks at us and blows kisses. That's it gets no sweeter than that. But anyway, so in this instance, which I got to go to the filth. All right, this brother who was wicked in the sight of the Lord, he basically spilled the seed onto the ground. Okay, I don't want to go into context of that, because my children probably will watch this video with all of my videos, which I put in the disclaimer before, so y'all understand that there's certain things that I just, I say, but I have to tiptoe around, because, my kids are probably going to watch this, and I got 2 adult kids, and I got 2 preteens, So he spilled seed on the ground. He enjoyed the time. He had a good time, but he wasn't doing what was right, because it wasn't about a good time. It was about doing what was right, and he didn't, and God killed him. Into that, bam, and I have and even with that, sometimes we got to tiptoe with understanding that, because of course, God does not do evil or anything like that. You know, we in a sense we punish ourselves by we condemning ourselves. So, you know, which I don't. God is righteous. I don't have to stand up for Him. You know, He stands up for Himself all along. But you know, we don't impute evil on God. Okay, so we get that understanding too. You know, you killed yourself, homie. When you did that unrighteous act, there was a consequence behind it. It's simple disobedience. That's it. It's simple as eating a tree. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what it was. So he spilled seed, and that's what it was. Why? Why was that unrighteous? The spilling of the seed was considered a first off, it would have been a holy act in that it was doing what was good. But at the same time, it was unholy by what was done. But it's still the spilling or the waste of what should have been productive. Right? Oh, did I just mention that all sexual immorality is sexually immoral? Did I just mention that? But I don't have to point it out, do I? Do I have to point each one out now? You know, thinking thoughts and then, you know, having the time is still wrong, because now you're not sinning against somebody else, you're sinning against yourself. You're still sin. So that was it. So I think I'm done with that. I'm done with that. That has been spoken. It has been cooked, overcooked. It's a fork in it, and it is done. It is done. It's done, son. You know. I entitled this "Strange Fire" because of two priests that were in the temple. It was Nadab and Abihu, and they offered up fire supposed to keep the fire lit in the temple, and you know, there's a process in doing that. And they didn't do it God's way. They tried to do it their own way, and they were killed because of that. Again, it's as simple as touching the Ark of the Covenant. There was a way that this was supposed to be done. There's a way that it is supposed to be done. And doing it your own way is not doing God's service. It's doing it your own way. And sometimes there is a consequence behind it. Let's not let's love the Lord with our whole heart, and let's not crucify Him afresh. Okay? Let's not take the grace that He's given us for granted. That's it. That's all. I'm done. That's it. It's over. The fork is stuck. I love y'all with the love of Christ. I had to touch that because I'm hearing about this thing, and I'm hearing it, and it's been bothering me. It's been in my, like I said, it's been in my spirit, in my shando. You know, and maybe I shouldn't play about that like that, but you know. Y'all forgive me. I ain't apologizing, y'all. I'm grown. I love Jesus. Y'all know that by now. Hey, I'm not here to prove that. All I can do is work with what He gave me. This is what He gave me, and this is how I spit it out. So y'all got me, and that's me and my personality. And I don't get on here speaking in tongues. I could. There may be times that I will, because I don't play about my relationship with God. And I feel like y'all, this is an intimate setting to where I'm sharing something and sharing really me and how I get into a place about me today. Don't feel like this today. Rough. I look rough. I realize that. I clean up well. Granted, I do. Remind me of there's a preacher out here. This woman is beautiful. But I realized that she'll get cute when it's necessary, just to flex, to show that, oh, I'm cute. I know I'm cute. But she'll walk around looking like, somebody auntie that didn't care. And I'm not suggesting nobody walk around like that. I'm not suggesting that at all. But what I'm saying is that she do that because she want the attention to be where it needs to be. Focus on thus said the Lord, not on the flowers, them verbal flowers that are being offered up. And I respect it. Because when I say she bad, she bad. She, I gotta get it. She bad, when she does. Now, it is what it is. But I mean, and it's, God's daughters, y'all beautiful. Most of y'all just gorgeous, But I've always been a person that could maintain amongst such beauty without losing my mind, because beauty is fleeting, number one, and number two, I got a job to do, and so it is what it is. So I apologize for those that may not get the attention that you may want. I apologize. I try to keep things low key for myself, because I don't like people to think wrongly of me, or to think that I'm about this or about that. Because in this world, in this society, there's always people with an agenda. Okay? And I have no agenda looking like a homeless man out here driving a truck saying, thus said the Lord. There's no way of contacting me. There's no one contacting me. There's only one person that has that contact, and in the YouTube world, and that's a no-go. So just trust and believe. There's no way of contacting me. So it is what it is. I see most of the time I hear y'all anyway, because God has given me discernment. And really, God has given me the ability. It's what it is that He's highlighting. He has highlighted different people and different things and messages that I need to hear, messages that I need to receive, encouragement that I need to receive, and to be able to weed through some of the other stuff, because there are some things that I'm getting that I can hear, and I hear it. I see this. I see the flowers. Hey, on this platform, I blow the kisses. I say thank you. But at the same time, I must be about my Father's business. Because a man in the world is out here doing the same thing. Except he not saying nothing about thus said the Lord. He just out here smiling and cheesing, licking his lips, biting it real slow and looking at the camera, and he got his little his little shot of scotch. You know, this is my coffee, but it's like in the glass, and he out here just, you know. And I know I got the charisma to do that. I know I could probably, you know, I could pull that off. That's not hard. That's really not hard at all. I was a cosmetologist. You know, I got my barber's license, and that's the little town I was in. I had to go get it the long way. It seemed like I got to get a lot of things from the mud. I got to get a lot of things the long way. So I think that's what it is about me. What I'm called to is that I've been called from the long way. All right, so I had to go the long way because my little town at the time didn't have any barber schools. So I had to go get a whole cosmetology license. So I had to learn skin. I had to learn nails. I had to learn the whole nine. You know, hair, women's hair. You know, I had to do roller sets and all of that extra. You know, but you know, yeah. Because of that, I could put in the dye. I could put in, you know, put in I'll do all the stuff. Do all the things, you know. I could even put on makeup if I wanted to and make it look like it. You never know it was there. Could do that, you know. Yeah, the boy got skills. But I got skills, but I gotta understand. Make sure that's understood. You know, there's nothing saucy about this guy over here. Nothing at all. You know. Yeah, I'm grade A. I don't. Ain't nothing spicy, ain't nothing sweet or sugary. It ain't none of that. It's bitter herbs. And I think I said that to my sons. If they watching this video right now, if y'all watching this, y'all cracking up because you know your dad. Y'all know how we get down. So I tell them real quick and I can't say that over here because y'all would judge me so badly and rip me into pieces. But yeah, I'm just a heterosexual male that loves God. You can call it that, okay? I had to go through some things, all right? So, you know, and I know, yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. But I was trying to say about me today, it's been one of them days where I just ain't been feeling it, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't been feeling it. Sis got out here and was just talking about it the other day, and I felt that message so bad. It was like, you ain't by yourself. You're not singing that song by yourself. You know, it has been a press toward the mark. It's been a press just to get out of bed, a press to, you know, and it's a lot of times we go through it as a body. We go through it together, you know, and it is for us to try to encourage each other in these moments where we are in our lower state and our weaker state, because it's okay to cry. It's okay to weep. It's okay to feel the sorrow, because a lot of times you're not even feeling your own sorrow. You feeling your brothers and sisters who are experiencing the same sorrow, and they may not have the strength to be able to carry it. So you have to remember, you intercede. There's an intercession. There is you can be touched. Remember, we are the vessels of Jesus Christ. You can be touched with the feeling of our infirmities. Jesus wept. Just dropped it. Jesus wept. The shortest scripture in the entire Bible is Jesus wept. And what makes you think you're not going to, either not to say that you don't think that, but you know, I'm just saying. The point is, yeah, we gotta experience it all. And I felt that for real. I had to talk to myself. Those don't cry. Hey, better stop that. You know. But yeah, we suffer, and we suffer long. It is long suffering. It is long suffering, you know. But it's okay, because, you know, weeping may endure for a night. Joy will come in the morning. The morning got to come. It got to show up. So, you know, we just, you know, pick up what he gave us. As thy days are, so shall thy strength be. And remember that strength is the joy of the Lord is our strength. That joy is our strength. So as thy days are, move that. As thy days are, so shall thy joy be, because that's our strength. So have the expectation. I stand in the expectation that I understand it has been revealed to me. So this has been revealed. I understand it, and I speak it back to you, what you have given me. The revelation that there is joy for the day. There is joy that is a part of my daily bread. Y'all forgive me for my chapped lips. I apologize a lot because I got a lot of haters. Frenemies. They don't know what to do with me. They love me and they don't at the same time. But it's okay. I'm kind of used to that weird confusion. You know, I'm used to that. That seemed like that's been my story for life. It seemed like I get the most confused individuals that want to be a part of my life. And then one minute they like me, the next minute they don't. And then one minute they in, the next minute they out. It's like, well, dang, you know. But I know it's a spiritual battle, and I know that it's got more to do with me trusting the arm of flesh, if anything. Me learning how to love people where they are, learning how to love people how they are. It is what it is. You can't change nobody. You can't. You gotta wait on the Lord to send forth a change. The prayers of a righteous man availeth much. So keep praying. Even though you ain't seeing nothing, have the expectation that it is going to come in its time. Don't rush God's timing, because he may have other things that's in the process with this person that will bring him a greater glory, because it ain't about you. It's about his greater glory. And he loves you. And you are blessed. And he has given you the strength to be able to endure it. On that note, I'm out for real, y'all. I love y'all with the love of Christ. It has been a blessing to be able to minister to the 0 views that I'm getting. The other people that see him, you know what? This is the thing, man. Y'all gonna have to, you know, I don't know. We're gonna have to come up with something. I'm gonna pray for me. Talk to the Lord about this deal, because, you know, I know we walk by faith and not by sight and all that good stuff. And it ain't about no views. But if you get 0 views, but you got people that's actually throwing back your messages back to you and letting you know that they saw it, it get to a point where you're just like, well, am I having an out-of-body experience, or is this real? Lord, am I seeing this right, or what? Because this is faith. It's definitely faith. Me making this video right now, it's faith. Because I don't know if anybody's gonna see it according to the stats. There ain't nobody seeing none of it. So y'all pray for me, because this is an experience that I'm enduring. But it's okay. Anyway, I love y'all with the love of Christ, and I'm out for real this time. Until next time.